Hello everyone, welcome to VIT Today's FYI. I, Shaanvi will today talk about the soaring levels of methane in the atmosphere. Methane, an odorless gas, comes from several natural and anthropogenic sources. It is an important contributor to global warming because it traps heat in the atmosphere. It is also involved in ground level formation of ozone, which is an air pollutant and bad for human health. Global methane emissions have risen nearly 10% over the past 2 decades, resulting in record high atmospheric concentrations of the powerful greenhouse gas. The concentration of methane in the Earth's atmosphere reached nearly 1,875 parts per billion in 2019, up from 1,866 parts per billion in 2018, according to the preliminary data collected by the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration (NOAA). If confirmed later this year in 2020, it would be the second highest increase in methane levels in more than 2 decades. The NOAA began collecting global methane data in 1983. Methane's atmospheric lifetime, around 12 years, is much shorter than that of carbon dioxide, which lingers for more than a century. But methane is, per unit, more than 20 times as potent as carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. That means that over a 20-year period, the global warming potential of 1 ton of atmospheric methane is similar to that around 85 tons of CO2. When looking at its impact over 100 years, 1 ton of methane is equivalent to about 28 tons of CO2. A single molecule of methane is more efficient at trapping heat than a molecule of carbon dioxide. But because the lifetime of methane in the atmosphere is shorter than that of carbon dioxide, concentrations are much higher. Carbon dioxide still remains the main contributor to climate change. Methane has also many resources of carbon dioxide. These include the energy and agricultural sectors, as well as natural sources from various types of wetlands and water bodies. Roughly 1/3 of methane emissions come from bacteria in natural wetlands that produce the gas when decomposing organic material. Agriculture and fossil fuel sources each account for 20 to 25% of global methane emissions. It is estimated that up to 60% of current methane flux from land to atmosphere is a result of human activities. Similar to carbon dioxide, human activity over long time periods is increasing atmospheric methane concentrations faster than the removal of natural skins can offset. As human population continue to grow, changes in energy use, agriculture and rice cultivation, livestock raising will influence methane emissions. However, it is difficult to predict future trends due to both lack of measurements and incomplete understanding of the carbon-climate feedbacks. The reports find that emissions from increased regions are Asia, Middle East, China, and South Asia. Europe is the only region where methane emissions seem to have dropped in the recent years, thanks to declining cattle numbers and policy efforts to reduce emissions such as from landfills and manure. In India in particular, rice cultivation and livestock are the two driving sources of methane. Agriculture is responsible for about 20% of global methane emissions and includes enteric fermentation, which is processing of food in the guts of cattle. Mainly, but also includes how we manage the waste products that come from livestock and other agricultural activities.